Hey, BooTube. My voice sucks right now because I was coughing like crazy yesterday. I did record, The Flash Season 4, Episode 11 was it 11? Yeah, Episode 11, titled The Elongated Night Rises. I did record it last night, but, I was kind of worried that it didn't go through when it was, uploading, and I was right, because when I woke up and I checked the upload, YouTube rejected it, because apparently it's too long. Since I'm not like one of those famous YouTubers, like for example, if you're not really like a famous YouTuber, your videos have to be limited to at least 15 minutes only. If you're not like super well known, like for example, Markiplier or Superwoman, you know, they get to have longer videos than 15 minutes. If you're not well known, you're only limited to 15-minute videos, right? And so I was kind of worried because a couple of my videos were a little over 15 minutes, just a little over. But this one was around 15 minutes and 30 seconds, and apparently that was a little too long because YouTube actually rejected my video from uploading. So this is the new video. Hopefully I still remember all that bullshit. Yeah, Season 4 of The Flash, titled The Elongated Man. Episode 11, titled The Elongated Night Rises, which is kind of like a spoof to The Dark Knight Rises, if you think about it. But anyway, I just noticed that. Anyway, starting off, there's a prison riot in Iron Heights, and we see guards and freaking prisoners going batshit crazy, but you just see Barry there, just contemplating, but you also see a little bit of his speed lightning just surrounding him just a little bit, and all of a sudden, you see him speed through the prison, pretty much handling all the prisoners for the guards. And at the same time when he's there, he ends up, two things happen to him. He reunites with Axel. If you guys don't remember who Axel is, there was an episode where the actor Mark Hamill showed up because to reprise his role as the Trickster. And if you guys still don't know that, in the 1990s there was in fact a Flash TV show in the 90s, where the actor who plays Henry Allen in this Flash television show, God rest that Henry Allen's soul, the actor who plays Henry Allen in this Flash, he actually played Barry Allen, the Flash, in the 90s TV show, where Mark Hamill in that TV show played the Trickster, and Mark Hamill ends up reprising his role as the Trickster at one point in time, and there's a wannabe Trickster who took the name, and we find out pretty much later on that, not much later on, that I'm gonna call him Trickster Jr., or Trick, I'm gonna call him Trick. Little Trick, we find out that he's actually the original Trickster's biological son. And they even had a cute Star Wars spoof to it, where it's like, I am your father and all that shit, which I thought was hilarious as hell, by the way. But, yeah, it's that kid. The little Trickster. The Trickster Jr. thing going on. And not only that, Barry befriends an inmate there, who, his name is Dave Ratchet. Dave Ratchet was actually Henry Allen's former cellmate. If you guys don't know, Dave Ratchet, that name is actually in the comics. I haven't done much research on him, but in the comics he goes by Big Sir. So, check that out, because I'm not gonna go too much into detail. I can't go over 15 minutes, so I have to try to speed run this, because I have at least like 2 to 3 other videos to record. I had 3 videos that I had planned to record today. I was gonna record 2 videos in the morning before my shift, because I usually get to work early. And I was going to record 2 videos in the morning, and then I was going to record 1 after my shift at night. But then Elongated Night did not upload because it was too long, and YouTube rejected it. So now I have, like, I'm trying to squeeze in Elongated Night and trying to squeeze in the other original 3 that I was going to do. So, this is going to be funny. Anyway, yeah, he befriends Dave Ratchet. He reunites with little Trickster Jr. over there, Axel. And speaking of Axel, Axel ends up getting broken out of prison by none other than his mother, who I believe, yeah, her name is Zoe Clark. And Zoe Clark, believe it or not only she's the mother, and at one point got together with the Trickster and had their little Trickster baby Axel. She was once pretty much, in a way, a partner / sidekick to Mark Hamill's original Trickster. They were partners in crime. And obviously partners in more than that because, you know, she ended up pregnant with his kid, Axel. So, and she went by the villain name Prank. So it was Trickster and Prank, which I think is kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's adorable. But anyway, yeah. Zoe Clark, aka Prank, breaks out her son from prison. Oh shit, what else happened? Oh yeah. And Ralph's popularity, despite his crappy mask and crappy costume, gained some popularity, you know? And he's loving it. He loves the attention, all that shit. And since Axel got broken out, he's like, hey, let's see what happens if I challenge this new superhero, right? So, sorry, I thought I saw somebody. One of my former co-workers and friends, she finally got back from her week vacation. She's coming back today, so I thought that was her. I was gonna hug her. It's a random woman. Anyway, pretty much challenges Ralph. Is like, by threatening the entire city, right? Causing chaos in the entire city. So he's like, bring it on, dude. So, of course, Ralph goes after him, tries to be the hero and all that stuff. He's like, I'm gonna take you down. But during the whole fight, Axel had pretty much a water gun. You know those, like, old school water guns you see? I don't know why I did that. That looked wrong. I'm sorry. But anyway, you know those old school water guns from, like, the 90s and shit like that? Yeah, he had one of those. And instead of being filled with water or anything, like, non-lethal, he filled it with acid. And squirted poor Ralph in the leg, like, mainly the knee part of his leg. But, like, yeah, exposed his costume. His costume pretty much, like, melted, and, like, there's, like, a giant red, like, acid rash thing going on over there. Naturally, like, his skin didn't melt off or anything yet, but still, acid to the knee. And, of course, Ralph is panicking as fuck, right? Because, you know, it's like that moment. He's never gotten seriously hurt doing the hero thing, right? And so this is his first serious injury as a hero. So he's freaking out and everything. They're monitoring his vitals at Star Labs, and like, you need to get him out of there, because one, he's freaking out like crazy, and two, the guy has a freaking water gun filled with acid. He's going to die, right? So of course Cisco evacuates Ralph there, and I remember in Star Labs where they're like, dude, we gotta stop this guy because he's getting hostages now, right? And Ralph, when he got injured, he realized being a hero, it has a mortality rate, you know? Not all heroes come out alive. I mean, look at the Arrowverse in general. Freaking Laurel Lance, Black Canary. And Ralph, he just doesn't understand that, you know? He hasn't really witnessed death from a hero. So when he pretty much took up the role, he's like, all the fame and fortune, everyone admiring him, he never realized, you know, he's literally putting his life out on the line. So he freaks out. He's like, even though when Cisco gave him his new suit, was in like this tiny little case. You remember how in the Arrowverse and Legends, Ray, his suit's like a little tiny little container looking case thing? Same thing with Ralph's new costume, apparently. But when he got the costume, he gave it back, and he's like, nah, and he just walked out, right? And at one point, Ralph ends up he sneaks into Iron Heights to try to break Barry out, because he's like, dude, I can't be this hero thing, man. I got seriously injured. I didn't realize that I could actually seriously die doing this hero thing. You're the better hero. You're braver than me. I'm breaking you out. You need the Flash. There's no way I'm gonna do it, because I'm gonna die, right? And Barry says one of the most inspirational lines ever that I ever heard on this show. I don't remember it word for word, but I remember he was like, being a hero is not about not being afraid. It's about overcoming your fear, rising above your fear, right? Again, that's not total quote by word for word, but basically he's saying, you know, like, even superheroes get scared because they're putting their lives on the line. It's okay to be a hero and be afraid, you know, and fear for your own life. It's pretty much what you do with that fear. It's you rising above that fear and protecting and saving these people, because these are innocent people. And so they have an amazing heart-to-heart, which I love that, because if you guys remember, Barry and Ralph in the beginning, when Ralph first showed up on the show, they were not really in good terms, because remember, Ralph was part of the Central City Police Department, but he lost his job. He was fired because of Barry. And so they had some animosity because of it, and to see them have this heart-to-heart there was pretty cute. I liked it. I love the heart-to-heart between two heroes. It was a really nice touch. But anyway, I'm running out of time. 5 more minutes. And since Ralph took off, Cisco and Caitlin attempted to, go against Axel and his mom, Prank, to try to rescue these hostages. Unfortunately, they end up getting captured, and they, of course, Prank and Axel are like, we're gonna kill them, right? And so Ralph comes back to Star Labs, gets his costume. Of course, we don't see it because he opens the case and he's all smiling and shit. And we finally see his new costume, which is pretty cool. He has a whole like Arrow-esque mask on and everything, but I love the new costume. It's so much better than the one he was wearing. And he does the bravest thing I've ever seen. Axel attempts to activate the acid shower, which he was going to use to kill the hostages and, of course, Caitlin and Cisco. At the same time, Harry is trying to hack the shower systems to, get rid of the acid. Of course, Ralph doesn't know if Harry's going to make the hack, so what he does is amazing. He literally stretches his body, and... hang on for a sec. Alright, sorry about that. I thought I saw something. But anyway, he literally stretches his body to cover them and literally let the acid just fall all over him. He pretty much sacrificed his body and his life to shield Caitlin and Cisco from acid rain. That's brave as fuck. Barry really got to him, I swear. But the cool thing was that Harry managed to hack the shower systems and pretty much neutralize the acidity, which was badass of Harry, by the way. But anyway, he finally got his name, which is pretty funny because the way he got it was a spoof, because they were interviewing him and he was like trying to describe who he is, and at one point he's like, I'm Elongated, man. He didn't mean to say Elongated, man, in general. He's just saying, dude, I'm Elongated, right? He's just describing himself. But in the end, he ended up saying, I'm Elongated, man. And it ended up being his name. So he finally has his name, Elongated, man. Let's go. But anyway, the ending scene was pretty crazy because we see Ralph and Cisco in jitters getting coffee, and they run into a very familiar face. If you guys remember in the crossover during Barry's wedding, before the actual wedding happened, this young waitress lady came up, who was serving water to everyone, came up to Barry and just started chatting with him. And she seemed quite familiar with him. She's back and talking. She ends up paying for the coffee for both boys. And she's back to her hyper shitty chatty self. And again, she has that sense of familiar aura when it comes to these two. Like she knows them or something, right? Or she knows something. And this is the funny part though. When they leave, she goes and sits down and she starts writing in her journal, and lo and behold, she is writing the exact same frickin' language that Barry was writing all over the walls when he first came out of the Speed Force. The same frickin' symbols. This house is bitchin' and all that shit. She's writing the same language in her journal. A lot of people have speculated that this might be either Dawn Allen or probably a female version of Bart Allen. And if you guys don't know who Dawn Allen or Bart Allen are, Dawn Allen in the comic books is one of Iris West Allen and Barry Allen's twin kids. In the comic books, Barry and Iris do get married, and they have twins, a boy and a girl. They're both named Dawn, but obviously spelled differently, D-A-W-N and D-O-N, and they're known as the Tornado Twins. And if you don't know who Bart Allen is actually the grandson of Barry Allen, and his father is Don Allen, the boy twin. And he first went by the hero name Impulse, and later on ended up being Kid Flash. So they're either speculating she's Dawn Allen, one of the twins, one of the Tornado Twins, or maybe a female version of Bart. So I also thought that the moment I saw her in the wedding, and that she was so freakishly familiar with Barry, and she kind of looks like a cross between both actors of Barry Allen and Iris West, respectively. Great casting, by the way. So yeah, there's the prediction. So that could be Dawn Allen or a female Bart Allen. And I love Elongated. He finally has his name, Elongated Man. I love his suit. Oh my god, I'm running out of time. I gotta go. Peace, guys.